Alright, so just like what we covered in class, here's the review of those unit circle bow ties. So the first thing to know will be your two special triangles. So your 45, 45, with the hypotenuse is 1, these sides being root 2 over 2, this side root 2 over 2, and then your 30, 60, 90, so 30, 60, 90 with hypotenuse is 1, then this side opposite 30 is 1/2, and that's root 3 over 2. Second thing to know, put that up there, will be the acronyms for the trig functions. So these would be SO, CA, TOA for sine, cosine, and tangent, and CHO, SHA, CAL for cosecant, secant, and cotangent. And then after you put these acronyms down, make sure that you can write out that the sine is opposite over hypotenuse, which on the unit circle is the y-coordinate. The cosine is adjacent over the hypotenuse, which on the unit circle is the x-coordinate. The tangent is opposite over adjacent, which on the unit circle is y over x. Also, a side note is that tangent is sine over cosine. And you can see that makes sense. The sine is the y, the cosine is x. So if tangent is sine over cosine, we could talk about why that is, then y over x is tangent. And then your other ones, your other functions corresponding to sine is cosecant, which is hypotenuse over opposite. And since they're flipped, compared to sine, instead of being y, it's going to be 1 over y. And then your secant is going to be hypotenuse over opposite, which is 1 over x. And then your cotangent is adjacent over opposite, which is x over y. And the third thing will be to be able to draw these 4 unit circles, your 90-degree or pi over 2 circle, your 30-degree or pi over 6 circle, your 60-degree or pi over 3 circle, and your 45-degree bow tie circle, which is the pi over 4. So let's go first to this one here. So the two things are to name how far along you are. So here we're at 0 or y is 0 or 0 degrees, and then pi over 2 or 90 degrees. Here we're at pi or 180 degrees, and here we're at 3 pi over 2 or 270 degrees. Then just name the x and y coordinates of these 4 points. So this one is 1, 0. This is 0, 1. This one is -1, 0. And this one is 0, -1. And we'll use these coordinates whenever we're applying, whenever we want to figure out or graph any of these trig functions. We're going to use those x, y coordinates. And then our 30-degree, here we're at 0, 0 degrees. Here, first we're going to create our, let me do a better one than that. Create our 30 degree there, or this is pi over 6 radians if we scoot along here. And then you drop your line and create your bow tie like that. And then you'll want to label what radians you are all the way around at these 4 points. So here we are at pi over 6. On this one we are at pi, which is 6 pi over 6. So back here we're at 5 pi over 6, because if we scoot back pi over 6 units from 6 pi over 6, then we'd end up at 5 pi over 6. Here we're at 7 pi over 6, and at this one we're at 2 pi. If we're over here, that's really 12 pi over 6. So if we scoot back pi over 6 units, we'd be at 11 pi over 6. So you label how far along you are at each one of these 4 points, and then you just put in their x and y coordinates, and we get that with the sides of the triangles. So this is 1/2, this is 1/2 because it's also opposite of 30. This is -1/2, and this is -1/2 here. And then these sides are √3/2 and -√3/2. So this coordinate will be √3/2, 1/2. This one is -√3/2, 1/2. This one is -√3/2, -1/2. And then here we have √3/2, -1/2. Okay, if we scoot over to this other one, now we're going to make our 60 degrees here, and drop and finish the bow tie. Then this is our 30 degrees. Label the 4 points according to how far along you are the circle. So here we are at pi over 3. Here we are at 2 pi over 3. Here we're at 4 pi over 3. And here we're at 5 pi over 3. So now we just need to get the x and y coordinates. So this would be √3/2, 1/2, -1/2, √3/2, -√3/2, because we just have four triangles that are the same. We're just adjusting for their y coordinates and x coordinates. So then this point is 1/2 √3/2, and this one is -1/2 √3/2. This one is -1/2 -√3/2, and this one is 1/2 -√3/2. So then we have one more, the 45, and I'll just do that one a little bit faster. So drop your triangles. That's your 45. So this is √2/2, 2/2, -√2/2, √2/2, -√2/2, and again -√2/2. So then your 4 points. I guess I could have started with this, that's pi over 4. That is 3 pi over 4, and that's 5 pi over 4. And again, similar reasoning, if this is pi, then that's 4 pi over 4, so 1 pi over 4 over from there, because that's a 45 right there, would be at 5 pi over 4. And this one is 7 pi over 4. So then the coordinates, √2/2, positive √2 over, both those are positive. Then here we have negative root 2 over 2, root 2 over 2. This one is negative root 2, both of those are negative. And this one, the last one is, first one's positive, second one is negative. So there you have it. Those are the 4 unit circles. Those are the three things to know for tomorrow's quiz, and I'll expect you to be able to just reproduce. If you can reproduce what I have here on a piece of paper, then you've got it. So I'll ask you, what are these unit circles? Or draw and label the 2 special triangles with a hypotenuse of 1. Write out the acronyms and then tell me what they are in terms of sides and x and y. And then draw the 4 unit circles with the bow ties, labeling both how far you are on the bow for each point on the bow tie in terms of radians, and then also what your x and y coordinates are at each one of those points. That's it.